Hi everybody, thanks for stopping by. My name's FM Jellico, and you're watching the Dafuge Challenge, episode 63, with Enfield Town FC. A couple of things I need to point out here before we get into today's matches. Our third round Carabao Cup game was at New White Hart Lane. 52,648 people watched Tottenham beat us 3-0. We had 2,000 away fans. That was really, really nice. It's more away fans going there than I have sometimes coming to this stadium. The nice thing, though, is that I believe we got at least half the gate, because I'm thinking that's where this spike comes from. And as a result of that, we had enough money in the bank that when I asked the board for training facilities, they agreed. I took a risk and asked for youth facilities. They said no, they're happy with how their youth system is, which is to say non-existent. I then asked for a senior affiliate search, and they agreed. And then I went and praised the Enfield Town chairman because, Lord knows, I am not opposed to getting down on one knee and kissing ass if that means I get to have improvements made to the club. After Tottenham, we were away at Chester, and we drew 2-2. Jack Daly had a brace for Chester, goals in the first and 75th minute. Mungo Bridge had a brace for us, goals in the 9th and 42nd minute. This was kind of one of those boring games to watch. There wasn't a lot of action. Honestly, there was more action in this game than there was the Chesterfield one. There were a lot more highlights, at least, but the vast majority of those were misses. We had a huge possession advantage. Chester seemed kind of content to sit back and play the counter, which is how Daly scored his second goal. And once they got the tie, they sat back, they parked the bus. I couldn't do anything against it. After Chester, we were at home against Carlisle Town, and we won 4-2. Barry Cousins had a 21st minute goal. Bridge had another brace of goals in the 29th and 92nd minute. John Archer had a 72nd minute goal. James Alexander and Arvin Apaya had goals for Carlisle Town. We had a lot more shots, but they were wildly off target, as you can see down here. I don't know what's going on in that regards, because I've still got, work the ball into the box on. Each side also had 2 woodwork hits. They had one more clear-cut chance than we did, but again, we had a huge possession advantage. And that's kind of fun, but it's also a little bit concerning because I don't have maintained possession on as a shout. This is literally all I have. Work the ball in the box, close down more. We're balanced. I'll switch that down to narrow sometimes, depending on what everyone else is playing. Mixed crosses. There's nothing, there's nothing fancy about this at all. So the fact that we have a huge amount of possession is nice. I just wish we'd score more than, a goal or two with it from time to time. After Carlisle Town, we were away at Stanley, and we won there as well, 1-0. Another clean sheet for us. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we've had more clean sheets this season than we have had any other time in the past. This was, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Stanley only had 4 shots, 1 on target, but they seem to be in our half of the field a lot. We had 13 shots, only 3 on target. It took a 92nd minute Stephen Walker goal for us to even get on the board. And frankly, I think that's because Stanley thought the game was already a draw and they kind of quit playing the last 5 minutes. Again, we had a huge possession advantage. But we're scattershot. We got too many shots from outside the box for my taste. That's something we really need to work on. After that was our game against MK Dons in the Checker trade. Not a huge crowd for this. I guess everyone else kind of thinks like everyone else. I realize that doesn't make sense, but a lot of people don't think the checker trade is worth anything, and we only had 500 fans show up, and I bet you 400 of them were MK Dons fans. No, 200 of them. Okay. This was a weird match. Stephen Walker had a 76th minute goal, then Adam Robinson had an 84th minute goal for us. Charlie Wyke had a 24th minute goal for MK Dons, and Tom Collins had a really unfortunate own goal in the 35th minute. Then it went to shootouts, and Bridge missed. He was the first penalty taker and just kicked it right at the goalie. He didn't even have to move. Everyone else made their penalty kicks, but MK Dons, Brown made his penalty kick, and as a result, they won. And I believe we are out of the checker trade as a result. This is my sad face. So today we are playing Carlisle at home and Boston United away. I'm going to set the best 11 for Carlisle, and we will be back with that game in just a bit. Today we are playing our 4-3-3 with Ward in goal, Kelly, Lee, Mitchell, and Tanner as the defensive back four, Collins, Knight, and Archer as the midfield three, Greenwood, Cousins, and Bridge up top as the strikers. On our bench we have Noel McLeod, Slynn, Schofield, Ashton, Burns, Wilson, and Walker. So Isabamba is away on international duty, and his primary backup, Adams, is also away on international duty. So Graham Kelly is getting his first start today. About 10 minutes in, Long with a throw-in to Hope, to Kirby, over to Mandrio, to Hope, and he hits the woodwork. Wow, that was a shot. Bounced off, went right back to him, but he couldn't put it back in. Corner kick for Carlisle. Kirby out to Stopforth. Over to Mandroyo. In the scrum, but finally kicked out of bounds. Hope was offside, so a highlight will end there. Corner kick again for Carlisle. Kirby. Pugh has it. Hornby, and he puts it away. That was a nice shot, but should have done more with it. Collins with the kick, goes right to Long, but Collins runs it down again. Back out to Kelly, to Collins, over to Archer, who is run down by a Carlisle player. Pugh sends it back up, but Lee is there to intercept the pass, but he can't control it. Quigley now has it for Carlisle. He kicks it out to Hope, who passes it, but all the Carlisle players overrun it. Bridge runs it down off the pass from Tanner. Crosses it in. Long cross. Greenwood is there, and he skied it. Collins with the ball now. Over to Archer. To Knight. Up to Bridge, who's dribbling it in the wrong direction. All the way over to Kelly on the left. He sends it into Knight. All the way out to Tanner on the right, who centers it into Bridge. To Tanner, who crosses it in, and Cousins is there. Very nice. Nice header. I don't expect him to come anywhere near Gordon's production from the last couple of years, but if he has half the goals and half the assists that Gordon had last season, I'll consider that a successful season for Cousins. Now Mitchell picked up a yellow right before the half. Fairly even game so far. Again, a huge possession advantage. Moving left to right now. Carlisle with the ball. Scar up to Quigley. Back to Kirby. Over to Stopforth. Sends it all the way up, and the highlight ends. That looked dangerous. Kirby with the corner kick in for Carlisle to Nduku up the top of the box. Ward with a nice stop. in traffic. Kicks it towards Cousins. Nice first touch by Cousins. Over to Greenwood. And he scores from distance. Wow, that was a nice shot. Holy crap, we're first in League Two. Nice first touch by Cousins. Feeds Greenwood. Nice long shot. 60 minutes in. Collins is going to move over to the Mazzala. Walker is going to come on as the advanced playmaker. Slynn is going to come on for Mitchell. 70 minutes in, we are not exactly dominating Carlisle. We've had more shots, but again, a huge possession advantage. We're definitely a lot healthier than they are, too. They've got 5 or 6 players who are on the wrong side of 60%, it looks like. 5 minutes left. Come off the attack, go to standard. 4 minutes of extra time. Bridge took a knock, but he's coming back. Tanner with the throw in. To Walker, back to Tanner. Over to Greenwood. To Walker. Centers it to Collins. He takes a shot, but it caroms off a Carlisle player, but that is the game. Oh, Wickham won their game, so they took over first place. But for a brief moment there, we were first in League Two. Solid game, guys. Now, Bridge twisted his knee, so he's out for a week, which means Ashton will get the start. 6-game unbeaten record so far. You know, if it keeps up, I'll be happy with it. This is what we did last season, too. We got off to a quick start, so when we stumbled later on in the season, we still finished mid-table. So we got Boston United coming up next. I'm going to advance to that game, and we will come back to that in just a bit. Well, this is the one player we probably couldn't afford to lose for an extended amount of time. Wayne Ward twisted his ankle. I could give him an injection and he'd be out 6 to 7 weeks, but I'm just going to leave it to the physio. Luckily, I had a couple of keepers already scouted, and I'm attempting to sign one of them. Hopefully he will get here before we play Boston in 4 days. A couple more signings. Nigel Omerod comes on board, 18 years old, star and a half current ability, 5-star potential ability, center, midfielder. I bought him because he's definitely a prospect, and because my youth team midfielders are they're crap. There's no other way to put it. Pretty good physicals. He'll only get better there. His mentals could use some help. That determination of 3, I'm really going to have to work on. I'm probably going to have to bring in actually somebody to tutor him specifically. The rest of them are average. They'll get better with time too. His technicals are really good for where they matter for the position. A 12 first touch, a 12 passing, a 12 technique. His tackling and marking are okay, but I signed him as a project, and I'm happy with that. The other place I was lacking depth was up top as the strikers. And lo and behold, Lucas Greenbirch came up as available. Followers of the series will remember him early on. He was originally at Port Vale, came to us on loan, and was injured for about half that season. Was healthy the next season when we got him back on loan. Had 33 goals and 14 assists in 37 appearances for us. Next season, played again, tore his knee ligaments after 24 games, had 16 goals and 16 assists. Went back to Port Vale. They let him go. Tranmere picked him up on a free, and he never saw a game. He had 1 appearance for Tranmere last season, and they released him. He came up as available. I scouted him. 2-star current, 3.5-star ability. He's here on a backup, and he's happy to be here on a backup. His physicals are still pretty good. His concentration's still lacking, as is his bravery, but his technicals are still really good where they matter. He's here as a backup player. He's on a backup contract. I'm happy to have him on a backup contract. He's the depth that we need. This Ward injury, though, that's going to be interesting to deal with, especially if we don't get the keeper signed here in the next couple of days. Well, the day before we play Boston United, we've signed Graham McDonald. He was the best free agent keeper out there. 21 years old, 2.5-star current, 4-star potential, good physicals, okay mentals. That composure 5 is a little troublesome, as is that 2 off the ball and the 5 vision, but his goalkeeping skills are adequate. If we're to compare him with Ward, he's better than Ward in a couple areas, but Ward is definitely better in the shot stopping and distribution and a little bit on the physical side. He's coming in as the backup keeper. He's happy to be the backup keeper. He's going to be the backup keeper when Ward gets back. Today we are away at Boston United playing the 4-3-3. McDonald in goal, Bamba, Lee, Mitchell, and Tanner as the defensive back 4. Collins, Knight, and Archer as the midfield 3, with Ashton, Cousins, and Greenwood up top as the strikers. On our bench we have Noel McLeod, Adams, Greenberg, Ormerod, Slynn, Kelly, and Walker. Yeah, I was more worried about the bridge injury, and he came up as only missing a week, so I'm, okay, cool, and then twisted ankle in practice. Ashton centers it in, but he can't get there in time. Bamba, Collins back to Bamba. To Knight, over to Collins, all the way back out to Mitchell. Over to Bamba, all alone on the left. Crosses it in, Greenwood is there, but his shot is wide right. Phillips with the throw-in to Hoosen, back to Phillips. To Humphreys, but Lee steps in front of it. Archer up to Ashton, who's dispossessed by Hoosen. Bamba centers it back to Collins, to Knight, back to Collins, over to Ashton, to Bamba, Collins again, back to Knight, Collins to Knight. That's the Collins and Knight show. Archer all the way over on the right. Crosses it in, Greenwood is there, and whoa, that was a nice goal right past the keeper on the far post. Well done. Greenwood just slipped his defender. Totally had him turned around. Tanner with the throw-in to Knight, to Collins. Archer has it. Over to Ashton, and his shot goes in. Just inside the top of the box. Well done, Tom. Still has it. That's the Tom Ashton old. Nice to see. Coming up on halftime. Boston United's caught back up with us stats-wise, but they just haven't been able to put anything together. Going to move Greenwood to the defensive forward position. Lucas Greenberg is going to come on as the advanced forward. Moving right to left now. Yeah, I'll be honest, I lost track of Lucas Greenberg. I had him on a short list at one point in time, but then he got automatically removed and I wasn't paying attention. I thought for sure he'd be playing somewhere, at least as a backup, if not getting some starting time down in the lower leagues, but he popped up and I was like, sure. Greenwood has a tight groin. Okay. Bamba to Collins to Ashton. We'll get Greenwood off after this. Ashton's dispossessed by Hoosen. Phillips saves it from going out of bounds. Lee with the interception, but it goes right to Hoosen again. Out to St. Clair. Humphreys. Challenged by Lee, dispossessed, but Boston recovers. McDonald's there. Over to St. Clair to Dafuge. Yeah, there wasn't a lot McDonald was going to do to stop that. Boston United player ran right into Lee and fell down, but was nice. Good ball movement by them. Walker can come on and kind of play a poacher. We're going to make Green Birch a target man on support in the center. Move Ashton over to the right as advance forward. Done with the goal kick. Knocked away, but it goes right to Elliott. Dispossessed. Walker has the ball. Up to Green Birch. Nice pass to Ashton. Over to Walker. All alone, right at the keeper. Ayoma has it for Boston. Long pass. Bamba steps in front of it, sends it to Knight, who lets it go to Archer. Over to Collins, into Green Birch. All the way out to Tanner on the right. Crosses it in. Walker's there. Skies it high, over the crossbar and out of bounds. It was a nice effort, though. 80 minutes have gone by without a highlight. Part of me really wants to make a substitution, but the other part of me says, why? And here we go, Montgomery with the penalty kick over the crossbar. You know what I should have done was come off the attack. Go to standard. We'll do that now. Archer up to Lucas Green Birch, who's dispossessed. But Walker has the ball, and his shot caroms off a Boston United player and goes out of bounds. Should be a corner kick to us. Collins. Out to Knight. Over to Archer. To Walker at the top of the box. Oh, wow, what a shot. He absolutely rocketed that into the back of the net. Five minutes of extra time. Okay. Yeah, this should be the last highlight. Collins sends it in, but it's knocked away. Bamba comes up, taps it over to Collins again. Walker has it on the left. Back out towards Tanner. Over to Knight. To Archer. Collins is there. Back to Archer. Feeds it up, but Green Birch got held up by two players. And couldn't get there in time. And that is the game. Well done, boys. Greenwood with a 20th minute goal. Ashton with a 26th minute goal. Not Walker with a 90th minute rocket. Dafuge had a 57th minute goal for Boston United to break up the clean sheet. We are tied for first place in League 2. 30 points with Wickham. You know what? We will come back for our FA Cup first round game. And then probably Gillingham. And tied for first in the league. That's quite an accomplishment. Our defense, 6th best in the league. That's leaps and bounds better than where it has been. Obviously, going to the 4-3-3 was the right thing to do. And we're still scoring. Second highest goals in the league with 28. I think it's safe to say that if our defense remains as solid as it has been and our offense remains as prolific as it currently is, playoffs or even automatic promotion is not outside the realms of possibility here. The only thing I think that could derail that at this point is either something I do as the manager or injuries. This puts me in kind of an awkward frame of mind. I know I've referenced it before. I don't know that we're ready for League One. But at the same time, the success that we're having, you just can't ignore it. And maybe going up and coming right back down would be a positive thing. I don't know. But you know what? I gotta get in the right frame of mind. We're on a good run. I need to enjoy it. I can't worry about the future now. Right now, I put my best 11 on the field, and we do what we can against the other team. If we win, we win. If we lose, we lose. But for right now, the 4-3-3 is obviously working out, and I think any success we have this year can definitely be mostly attributed to that, because Lord knows it's not anything I'm doing. If you liked what you've seen and heard, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticisms, comments, leave them down below. I'll answer them as fast as I can. My name's FM18. I thank you for watching.